This tiny mistake destroys a guy's success with women, from pickup to dating to sex and being in a relationship. The tiny mistake is where a guy will fear a woman's reaction to what he wants to say to her or how he wants to behave around her. When a guy fears a woman's reaction, his confidence is going to be stifled, right? It's going to be suppressed. He's not going to be able to express his true personality around her. He's not going to be able to express his true masculinity around her. And as a result, she's going to feel like she isn't interacting with the real version of him. She's going to sense that he isn't comfortable around her and he isn't being completely real with her. And as a result, she can't really trust him. She can't really let her guard down around him and feel attracted to who he is, because who he is being hidden. Yet when a guy has relaxed, ballsy confidence, a woman senses that she is interacting with the real version of him, and what's more is that she feels deeply, primally attracted to his masculinity and confidence. Instinctively, she knows that if a guy has the confidence to be his real self around her, then he is going to be confident around other people and in life. People are going to be able to respect him because he's not living in fear, right? He's not fearing the reactions of other people. Yet at the same time, he's not being one of those loud, over-the-top macho type of guys, right? It's not about that. It's about relaxed confidence, relaxed courage, having the balls to say and do what you want while also being a good guy, being a good man. So I'm going to give you some examples here of how this tiny mistake destroys a man's success with women, all the way from pickup to being in a relationship. Let's start with the first one, pickup. So with this example, a guy will talk to women that he finds attractive and that he wants to pick up and have sex with or have a relationship with, but because he fears the woman's reactions to what he may say or do, he holds back, he hesitates, and as a result, his conversation doesn't flow. He runs out of things to say, and topics that he does bring up become boring very quickly because he is worried about saying the wrong thing. So he doesn't say much and just asks another question or brings up another topic. Yet the interaction then starts to feel a bit awkward and forced, and there's no spark between him and the woman or the women that he's trying to pick up. So what happens is that the interaction ends and he then goes home and he's thinking later on about what he could have said or what he could have done, and then he thinks, damn it, why didn't I just say that? She said this, I could have said that. Why didn't I say it? The reason why he didn't say it is that he was fearing her reaction. He was thinking, if I say that, she might think that I'm not cool, or she might think that I'm needy, or she might think that I'm this or that. The thing is, he could be right about that. He could have said something and it wouldn't have gone well as a result. Yet he would have learned from that experience. He would have gained in his understanding of how to talk to women, rather than just having superficial conversations all the time, like, what do you do for a living? How long you been working there? Do you have any brothers and sisters? Where are you from? Where did you go to school? And so forth. He could have said the thing that he wanted to say, or expanded a topic in a certain way, or made a joke at a certain point in time, but he was fearing the woman's reaction. He thought she may not like it. She may not think that it's funny. She may think that I'm boring and so forth. And as a result, the interaction felt awkward and forced, and it ended. The next example is with dating. Here's a comment from a woman on one of my videos recently. She said, "As a woman, I think these videos are absolutely spot on. I met a guy recently and I was flirting with him the whole night, but he didn't seem to notice. At the end of the date, I was waiting for him to ask for my number and he wasn't going to. So I said, 'You're not even going to ask for my number?' And he went, 'Oh, what? I get to have your number?' He put himself in the friend zone right there, and he thought I was out of his league, when in reality, he is handsome." The thing is, if a woman goes on a date with a guy, then she is interested in him, right? She is open to something potentially happening. It's not a guarantee that she wants to kiss, have sex, and start a relationship, but she is open to it, right? She wouldn't go to the date otherwise. Now, in this particular case, a woman went on a date with a guy and was flirting with him the whole night, and he still was worried about her potential reaction to him taking things to the next level. For example, him saying something like this to her. All right, well look, let's finish up here and I'll walk you to your car. Or something like this. Hey, so let's continue this. Let's go back to my place and hang out for a bit. We'll chill out. In many cases, a woman will say yes to that because she wants the date to continue, or she wants to get to a kiss or sex, or she just wants to get to know the guy more, so she'll go along with it. Yet in some cases, a woman won't want to go to a guy's place on the first date, and that's fine. A guy hasn't ruined it by suggesting that they hang out, right? He hasn't ruined the situation. Additionally, some women will initially say no to hanging out or chilling out at your place or you going back to her place because they don't want to seem too keen, eager, and interested. They're playing it cool. Alternatively, she just doesn't want to seem too easy, so she will initially say no, but if a guy then says something like this, oh, come on, let's just go and hang out for a little bit. I'll show you my place. We can get to know each other a little bit more. We'll hang out for like half an hour or something. Come on. She can now say yes on the grounds of not being so boring or being a little bit more adventurous and just going with the flow, right? So she has a reason now to say, all right, cool, well, let's go and hang out. On the other hand, if a woman says no, that she doesn't want to go back to the guy's place, it's totally fine. He doesn't need to suggest it again, and he hasn't stuffed up the situation. He can simply suggest catching up another time, and it's no problem. He hasn't ruined the situation. So in this particular case, the guy missed out on being with a woman who really liked him and thought that he was handsome. His looks didn't get the job done because he made that tiny mistake, that little tiny mistake that completely destroys a guy's success with women all the way from pickup to dating, having sex, and being in a relationship, and that is fearing the woman's reaction. The next example is with sex. So in this example, a man is having sex with a woman and he wants to bend her over and pound her from behind. Yet rather than just changing the position, turning her around, bending her over and giving it to her, he asks her if she wants to change positions. He asks her if she wants to do doggy style. Does she like that? Does she want to do doggy style? Because he fears her reaction to his moves in the bedroom. The thing is, most women aren't going to complain about that. A woman usually won't complain and say that she doesn't like it when a guy is asking her what position she wants to do or asking her to change positions because it ruins the natural flow of the sex. It ruins the mood, right? Most women won't say it, yet they will feel the difference between a guy who is always asking her if she wants to change positions or asking her what position she wants to do versus a man who occasionally asks if she wants to do a particular position, but for the most part, he doesn't stop and start talking and discussing during sex. He just does what he wants, right? He turns her around, he bends her over, he gets on top of her, he starts giving it to her missionary style. Essentially, he does whatever position he wants, and as a result, they get lost in the enjoyment of the sex. So when it comes to sex and a woman has her legs spread and is receiving it, she wants to be able to see that the man she is having sex with doesn't fear her potential reactions to how he is going to move, how he looks at her, how he touches her, and so on. He has that relaxed, ballsy confidence that allows them to get lost in the enjoyment of the sex. The final example is with a relationship. If a man is in a long-term relationship or a marriage with a woman, then over the years, he will have experienced her tantrums and even rejections at times. Right? She will have thrown a tantrum about something, or when he tried to make a move on her or he said something, she will have rejected him in some way. For some men, that is like water off a duck's back, right? It doesn't matter. The man knows that women will be women. They get emotional and sometimes they will reject, and you don't need to take it personally. But for some men, they take it very personally, and as a result, it begins to change the dynamic of the relationship. For example, rather than having relaxed, ballsy confidence around his girlfriend or wife, a guy will start to become neutral around her. He'll start to be more like a friend, right? He'll want to just get along with her, right? He doesn't want to experience a potential tantrum. He doesn't want to display too much confidence around her because she might reject him, right? She might test his confidence by saying no at times, by not kissing him when he wants to kiss, by not saying yes to one of his requests, like, go make me a coffee, and she may say no, right? She may reject him in a moment like that. So for some guys, the fear of their woman's potential reaction to what they may say or do can cause them to hide their balls, right? Their balls become hidden, right? The guy becomes a neutral, hesitant, even in some cases, soft guy around her. Now, he may see himself as being a masculine guy, he may see himself as being tough, but around his woman, he has been tamed beyond tame, right? He has become domesticated, he has become neutralized, and he doesn't have that relaxed, ballsy confidence that he knows he can have and that he may have had in the past, or that he has around his friends. Around his woman, he just doesn't have it. And as a result, the attraction between him and his woman isn't there, right? It feels neutral. They don't really feel that draw to each other because his balls are hidden, right? He fears her reaction to how he may touch her, how he may talk to her, how he may behave around her, the actions that he may take. So he just plays it safe, becomes neutral, and tries to get along with her. Yet, even though relationships like that can last for years and even decades, they aren't as enjoyable for the man and the woman as a relationship where the man's balls are out, right? He's living balls out around his woman. He is still being a good man. He's still treating her well, but he's able to interact with her with that relaxed, ballsy confidence where he doesn't fear her potential reactions to what he's going to say or do. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you'd like to learn more, I have 2 recommendations for you. The first recommendation is for the men who are single and looking to get laid or get a girlfriend, and the second recommendation is for the men who are in a long-term relationship or a marriage that doesn't feel the way it used to, right? The love, respect, and attraction just isn't there anymore. The woman isn't respecting him the way that she used to, she doesn't love him the way that she used to, and she doesn't feel attracted to him the way that she used to. So with the first recommendation, that is the flow, and it's the easiest way to get laid or get a girlfriend. It's everything that you need to know to go from hello to sex with a woman that you find attractive. The second recommendation is make her love you for life, and with this program, you will learn how to create the type of relationship dynamic that causes your woman to feel increasingly respectful, attracted, and in love with you over time. You will also learn how to communicate in a relationship with a woman in a way that causes you and her to feel closer and closer over time, to avoid unnecessary arguments, and to truly understand and appreciate each other. Make her love you for life makes a relationship easy, happy, enjoyable, and fulfilling for the both of you. You literally feel so much love for each other that you don't want anyone else. You just want to be together for life.